संस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा,
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
शील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी,
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे,
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे, परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को, राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर, शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, 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 गीता परिवार हमारा।
अदरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
हरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथि मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले संग्राम में ज्योति नित जले मानसे सेवाव्रति जिज्ञासु हो नचिकेत से कर्मयोगी कृष्ण जैसे वीर हो हम पार्थ से बलिदान गोविंद सिंह सहो स्वार्थ सारा ही चले सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले देशभक्ति हो शिवा संप्रेम हो गौरांग सा स्वाभिमान प्रताप सा हो तेज झांसी वाली सा जलती शहीदों के चिता से हृदय में अंगार ले सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले संग्राम में जीवन धरा पर विजय रथ ले हम चले सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले ध्येय ज्योति नित जले ध्येय ज्योति नित जले
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा।
Jai Shri Krishna to one and all present here. It's an honor, our all beautiful sadhikas who have gathered here. I, Dr. Kamalvara Kaushal, welcome you all on behalf of Geeta Parivar on this beautiful interpretation session of second chapter, Sankhya Yoga Nam. Shri Bhagavan said, Tapasvibhyodhiko yogi jnanibhyopi matodhikaha karmibhyaschadhiko yogi tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. So leave everything and just dedicate your life for the cause of your family, society, nation, and overall for humanity in sense of Almighty without expectation of anything whatsoever it may be. That is the greatest sacrifice or sannyas yoga. What is expected by Bhagavan? Just remember, we are meant for serving others, not for self. This only will lead us to eternal peace. So before we get started, I bow in the feet of Lord Krishna and taking blessings from Param Pujya Swami Shri Govind Dev Giri Ji Maharaj. It's our culture to remember Lord Almighty before everything we do or start. So let's begin this session with the prayer. For prayer, I would like to invite Nisha Agrawal Devi. She resides in Bareilly. She is a member of Rashtra Sevika Samiti. serving as a techno star and TTG mentor. She is associated with Geeta Parivar since April 2022. Please welcome.
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी। वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु। श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Thank you, Didi, for this beautiful prayer. Deepo Jyote Parabrahma, Deepo Jyote Janadanaha, Deepo Haratu Me Papan, Deepa Jyotish Namostute. For Deep Prajwalana, I like to call upon Vidya Nishtala Didi. She is from New Delhi. She has done MSc in Maths and MPhil. Now she is a teacher. She is giving her seva as a trainer and associated with Geeta Parivar since October 2022. Please welcome you.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you so much, Didi, for taking us darkness to the light. I request you all, please download Ram Pratishtha app and chant as more as you can. Your Hanuman Chalisa chant to be recorded in the app. And one thing also I want to mention here that I am so glad our new Alvin batch starts from 2nd of June. So please get your near and dear ones to join this Alvin batch. Now it's time to our speaker. We are excited to hear interpretation session by our one of the youngest program coordinator, our speaker tonight, Kavita Verma Didi. I warmly welcome to you, Didi. She has by-hearted whole Bhagavad Gita. She is Geeta Praveena. Nowadays, she is pursuing Advaita Vedanta TA course from Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth, Kerala. Please welcome Kavita Verma Didi.
जय श्री कृष्ण। सदा शिव समारंभां व्यासशंकर मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरु परम्पराम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणी भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनी अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी. Jai Shri Krishna and welcome in the next part of second chapter. So in first chapter, in first part, we have seen how the Bhagavad Gita begins. So we have seen the background story of Bhagavad Gita. So now we have come till the first shloka of Bhagavad Gita, Upadesha. So we have seen like the Upadesha, the real Upadesha starts with the 11th shloka of second chapter in Bhagavad Gita. So the situation is Arjuna, who is the warrior, he has to fight against his own people. And now after seeing, first he is very confident and he says to Bhagwan Shri Krishna, like, place my chariot in the middle, in front of both the clans, Kaurava and the Pandavas, and I want to see who all are there for the yuddha, for the war, with whom I have to fight. Everything very confidently. He said he wants to analyze everything like a good warrior does. So he was very much ready for the war, etc. Because we have seen he is already a big warrior. He has already fought with all these armies, and he got a victory over them. But now after seeing the Dronacharya and Bhishma and all other relatives, his own sons, his own brothers against him, and he has to fight against them. So he got this delusion more, and he started lamenting, he started grieving. I cannot fight against them. He says, Nayotsaiti Govindam Uktva Tushnim Babhuvaha. He says, I cannot fight against them. And after saying this sentence, he just sits behind the chariot. We have seen this thing. And also, he says in second chapter, Sanjaya says, he is filled with the tears. His eyes are filled with the tears. And he says, again, so many things to Bhagwan, and Bhagwan is also scolding him, and he says, he tries to motivate Arjuna for the war, for the fight. And then in 7th shloka, we have seen how Arjuna accepts, he surrenders himself towards the Bhagwan. He says, I am your Shishya, disciple, and you are my Guru. Please tell me what is right. Yat shreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme. Yat shreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme. What is good for me? Not lovable for me, but good for me. I want to request you, please tell me that thing, and I will follow the same. But still he says, I cannot fight. Again and again, he repeats the same sentence. And we have seen how the Sanjay is telling Tamuacha Hrishikesha Prahasanniva Bharata. Prahasanniv. So now from the 10th shloka, Upadesh will start. So what is the Upadesh of Bhagavad Gita? So from the 10th shloka, Sanjaya first tells what is the Upadesh and how the Bhagwan begins with the 11th shloka with the Upadesh. So he says, Tamuacha Hrishikesha Prahasanniva Bharata Senayorubhayor Madhye Vishidantamidam Vachaha. He says, Tamuacha Hrishikesha. Tam means to Arjuna, who told Bhagwan Shri Krishna, Hrishikesha, Bhagwan Shri Krishna told Arjuna how he told, how the Shri Krishna is. So now the entire Bhagavad Gita is told to Arjuna, who is completely distressed, disturbed. He is a depressed soul now. And the entire Bhagavad Gita Upadesh Shri Krishna gave to Arjuna. Now, when he is telling something to Arjuna, how he is, sometimes when we see someone in this condition, we also feel sad, we also feel bad because the person belongs to me. But what should we do right now, that time, in that situation? So Bhagwan says, Prahasanniva Bharata, he is happy. And Sanjaya says, Bhagwan is happy. Even though Arjuna is lamenting, he is very distressed, but still Bhagwan is happy, he smiles. Why? Because he knows whatever Arjuna is saying, it is just his illusion. It is not the real thing, because Bhagwan knows the reality. Like a mother, when a mother is there and there is a child, a small kid, and a small kid is just crying for some small things, then mother doesn't feel the same pain, because she knows this is a small thing, the worldly thing, and he can get it very easily, etc. He can overcome with this. So Bhagwan also knows that Arjuna is the warrior. He is not here to grieve or to do this thing, but still he is doing so. So he is smiling. He knows that this is just a illusion. This is just an illusion of Arjuna. So he is smiling. Now the first preach or the first lesson of Bhagavad Gita starts here. Prahasanniva Bharata. In this situation also, Bhagwan is also having very big responsibility. He is the charioteer or the Sarathi of Arjuna. Arjuna, who is one of the main person or the main warrior, and he has to direct that warrior. He has to he has this much bigger responsibility. And if we have responsibility, this much big responsibility, if we ever have, we have tension, we have stress, we also feel nervous. But Bhagwan is Prahasanniva Bharata. He is happy, he is smiling and saying Arjuna what he is saying. So the first message he is just giving by his smile. He didn't say anything, but he is saying that in every situation, what we have to do, first we have to smile, no matter what situation it is. In a spiritual world also, if we want to evaluate ourselves, whether we have grown or not, if we are growing or not in the spiritual world. So what is the test? So this is the test, whether we are able to be happy in all the situations or not. If we are able to be happy in every situation, that means we are growing in spiritual world. So every time after joining Bhagavad Gita classes, some of you or many of us have experienced this thing before reading Bhagavad Gita, and after completing 1 year, 2 years, we feel like we have now, in some situations we were reacting like this, now we are not reacting like that. So maybe our anger has decreased, maybe sometimes we like, for me, it is personally for me, I used to be very nervous in the situations, like I had so many different types of fears. Now also I have, but I have like it has decreased little bit after reading Bhagavad Gita, practicing Bhagavad Gita. So it happens with everyone. When we start chanting Bhagavad Gita shlokas, when we start looking the meanings of Bhagavad Gita, when we start practicing Bhagavad Gita, slowly we all get rid of this samsara. But it is in the initial level, we have some changes, and then later, after doing so much sadhana, we can get rid of this samsara. So Prahasanniv, in all the situation, what is the first lesson of Bhagavad Gita? We should be smiling every time. So Bhagavan Shri Krishna is saying, whatever I'm going to tell, it's not like I'm just telling, but I am applying in my actions also. And that's why he's showing that after having this much responsibility, my friend is grieving, my friend is crying, then also I'm able to be stable in this situation. I'm able to preach him with happy mind, smiling. Prahasanniv Bharata. So the word Bhagavad, the word Prahasanniv is very important. Prahasan. So means smiling, with the smile, Sri Krishna tells. So in this situation also he can smile. Then in every situation, the Arjuna is facing the situation. He is nervous, he is stressed, he is depressed. These things come daily in our life also. So what we have to do? So Bhagwan is saying you should also be smiling. You should smile and face the problems. And the thing is he will explain it further in next shloka. So let's begin with this 11th shloka. The Upadesha begins with this shloka, as Shankaracharya ji told in his commentary. So now the question begins, if the Upadesh, the real Bhagavad Gita, as if Shankaracharya ji said, then we have to believe, because he is the propagator of Advait Vedanta. Now if he has said something, that means it is real, it is truth. So so what about the first chapter and the first 10 shlokas of second chapter? What about these shlokas? These are Bhagavad Gita, the part of Bhagavad Gita or not? What would you say about these shlokas? So many like the different scholars, they gave their thoughts on this. So there is concept like if you write in the poetry also, the Bhagavad Gita is also a poetry in the form of poetry. There are two meters are used in Sanskrit poetry. We always use meters. So here also Anushtup and Trishtup meters are used. So this is a poetry and it begins with first chapter. Now what about first and these 10 shlokas? First chapter and 10 shlokas. So these, whenever we write poetry or we write something, we have three parts: reference, context, and then explanation. So the first chapter, from the first chapter beginning till seventh chapter, we have reference, sandarbh. So the reference of Bhagavad Gita. And then from 8th to 10th, we can divide it as prasang or context of Bhagavad Gita. So in Sanjaya ji is telling context of Bhagavad Gita. And then from 11th chapter, the explanation begins. So like this, we can divide. So the real Upadesha begins, means the explanation of Bhagavad Gita begins with the 11th chapter, shloka of second chapter. And before that, first chapter until 7, it is reference and context. So so this shloka begins with the 11th shloka begins with Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Ashocyananvashocastvam Prajnavadanshcha Bhasase Gatasuna Gatasunshcha Nanushocanti Panditaha. So what Bhagavan is telling? He is telling you are grieving, you are doing such thing which is not done by Panditaha. You are speaking like Pragyavadan. Like Pragyavan means the people who have already read Shastras, who have applied that knowledge also at some level. So you are speaking words of wisdom. You are speaking words you are saying adharma bhivavat Krishna pradushyanti kulasriya etc etc. And then you are giving your logics. How can I kill Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya? They have done so many things for me. And it is better to not killing them, but it is better to go and start begging in front of other people. You are saying such things. So you are speaking like you are knower of everything. You are knower of so many things at least. So you are speaking such words, but these are not done by Panditaha. You are thinking like you are Pandit and you are speaking so many things, and you are giving reference from the scriptures. You are bringing knowledge from the scriptures here and quoting, but this is not the words. These are not the words should be should be told by the or said by the scholar person. So Ashocyanan Vashochastvam. So he's saying you are saying something, you are speaking like a scholar person, but you are not doing like a scholar person. Why? What he is doing? He is lamenting, he is grieving. So Ashocyanan Vashochastvam. You are grieving for the people who should not be grieved for. You are grieving that you are saying that these people will be killed by me. These are my own people. I have relation with them. This, that, and you are simply crying. You are grieving. But Panditaha, what Pandit people say? Here the Pandit doesn't mean the Brahman or something. The Pandit means people who know the scriptures, who have read the scriptures, or who know the supreme element. That is Pandit. So that Pandit, those Pandit people don't say like that, because Ashocyanan Vashochastvam, you are grieving for those people. You are grieving for those people who should not be grieved, and then so you should not grieve here. And you are speaking Pragyavadanshcha Bhasate. You are speaking like you are very scholar person. But Panditaha Nanushocanti. Panditaha, the people who have this knowledge of scriptures, they don't grieve. The people who are really having wisdom, who really have knowledge, they don't grieve. Gatasuna agatasunshcha. For whom they don't grieve? So the people who have Gatasun, Asun means pran. So the people who have gone, who have passed away, or the people who are alive, for both type of people, they don't grieve. So like sometimes we grieve for the people who have passed away. Sometimes we grieve for the people who are alive, but they are in trouble or something. So for both the things, we don't need to grieve for the people, or sometimes we have attachment with people, then also we grieve. But in both the situations, we should not grieve, because panditaha, the people who have knowledge, they don't do this. So like there is this story, so very famous story actually. And in like there was a lady whose son passed away. She was very much like Arjuna is. She was also having the same situation. Her mind state was completely like, she was also lamenting, she was also grieving, and she went to a sage, a sant, and she asked her, please make this child, like bring back this child's prana or asun, and make him alive. So she requested like that. So the sant, the sage, he knows that it is not possible, but he still said that, okay, collect some rice from 5 houses where nobody had ever died or nobody had passed away ever. So she said, okay, like this is impossible thing, but she said okay, because she was in that situation, her mental state was not stable. So she said, okay, I will bring. And she went. She searched for 10, 11, 12 houses, and she found nowhere, like there is no place or no house where nobody had died ever. So such place is not existing. And then she came back to the sun. So now this son, the sage, did not say anything, but the lady got the answer. So the sage said, like, it is not possible. In every house it happens. If the person is coming to your life, that means the person came for going. So if something, any person, place, or anything, if there is sanyog, then there would be viyog. If someone is coming in connection, then there would be disconnection. It is certain. It is the rule of this prakriti or the nature. So for these people, the people who have died or who have passed away, the panditaha, they don't grieve for those people. Why we grieve? Like here the Bhagwan can directly say why he's telling ashochanam vasochastam, so many hard words he's using, like high class words, scripture, it is coming from the scriptures, Upanishadic knowledge. Why is giving this knowledge to Arjuna in this situation when he has to do war, he has to go for war? Why is telling all these things? Because he is the friend of Arjuna, very good friend of Arjuna. He can convince him in other way also, maybe, but he is directly starting with the ashochanam vasochastam pragyavadanscha bhasase, such big words. Why he is using so? Because he knows he is grieving, he is doing such thing. It is not because of any fear or anything, any small thing. But this is the main cause of entire problem, is his agyan, his illusion. So for removing that agyan, he should be given the knowledge, the real knowledge. So here he started with the supreme tattva, I-ness. What is I? So panditaha, he is saying for those whose pranas have gone, or those who are alive, panditaha, they don't grieve because they know I am not this body. I am not something which belongs to the world. I am beyond to all these things. So he doesn't tell him directly that you go and fight, but he started giving him proper medicine. Like if we have fever and we go to the doctor, sometimes doctors give paracetamol, but sometimes if they know if they think that there could be some other reason behind this temperature or something, then they write some test, etc. And then you go through the test and then you get the real problem. And then they will start your treatment. So similarly, Bhagwan also knows that this is not the simple fever, but this is something which is very deep. Arjuna really facing the problem of illusion. So he is giving that medicine to Arjuna. So the supreme knowledge he started giving to Arjuna, and through the Arjuna to all of us. So he just tries to make Arjuna to think about the reality, what Panditas say and why they say. So why they say this thing? So in next shloka he says, Natve vaham jatuna san natvam nimi janadhipaha nachaiva na bhavishyam sarve vayamatah param. So he's saying like, oh Arjuna, like there are three things: moh, shok, and bhay. Moh, shok, and bhay. Shok, moh, and bhay. In this sequence we can go. Shok is done for the things which are already done, which are already happened. Shok for the past things. We grieve when something happened. So it is related to the past situations or problems, circumstances. And then we have moh. Moh happens with the present thing. In the present, whatever happening with us, we have delusion, we have moh, attachment with the things. That is moh. And then we have shok, moh, and bhaya, fear. Fear we will be having for the things which is not existing now, but this is something we think about the future, and then we start having fear. So these are the three things. Now Arjuna, when he is grieving, he is also having mixed feelings, all these shok, moh, and bhaya. At the same time, Dhritarashtra is also having the same things. But why Bhagavan is telling everything to Arjuna, the supreme knowledge is started giving to Arjuna, not Dhritarashtra? Because Dhritarashtra is also concerned about the Yuddha, war, and he is asking Sanjaya to tell what is happening in the war. Because Arjuna's fear, Arjuna's grieving, Arjuna's everything, the negative feelings are not for himself. He is not selfish, but he is thinking about other people also. How can I kill my guru? How can I kill Bhishma Pitama? How can I fight against my own people whom I love very much? And the Dhritarashtra, he is also grieving. He is also having the feeling of fear, etc. But he is having all these things for himself, for his own sons. That's why he says, Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakuravata Sanjaya. The first shloka is said by Dhritarashtra, and he says, Mamaka, my sons and the sons of Pandava. So he started with the discrimination, my sons and sons of Pandavas. He is the father and Pandu is not alive. That means he should take care of Pandavas also. But he is saying my sons and Pandu's sons. What does it mean? He is more concerned about his sons, Duryodhan and all. He is concerned about himself. But Arjuna is not thinking about himself. He is saying, Swajanam hi katham hatva sukhinasya madhava. Swajanam hi katham hatva. How can we kill our own people? Swajana, our own people. So he is having love and care for Kauravas as well, where Dhritarashtra has only love and care for himself. That means he is more selfish, and Arjuna is having the care for other people. That means he has the patrata or eligibility to get this knowledge. So this knowledge in our tradition, every time when you are in Gurukul, you are any institution, we don't give the same knowledge to everyone. Our gurus were not giving the same knowledge to everyone. It depends on the patrata or eligibility of the shishya, disciple. If disciple is able or capable to understand the things, then only guru will say those things to disciples. So here it means like Arjuna is having the capability. He has the ability to know the supreme tattvas, its supreme knowledge. And that's why Bhagwan is telling this to Arjuna, not to Dhritarashtra at all. So in the next shloka, he will tell, Natve vaham jatuna san. So you are talking like Panditas, but Panditas don't do this. What they do and why they do, why they don't grieve for these people? Because Natve vaham jatuna san, Natvam nimi janadhipaha, Nachaiva na bhavishyama sarve vayamata param, Natve vaham jatunasam. So he is telling, in that he is saying that it is never been like, it was never like that I was not there, or these kings were not there, or you were not there. Everyone, including me and you and these kings, we were existing from the beginning of this entire universe. Even before the universe also we were there. Sadeva Saumya Dhammagrasi. So we were there before the creation, and now also we are here. Natve vaham jatunasam. So he's telling we were there before also, and now also we are here. And then nachaiva na bhavishyama sarve vayamatah param. Nachaiva nacha evam na bhavishyama. It is not like that we will never be, we will die, or we will never be existing sometimes, but we will be existing always. So he is telling we were existing, and we will be existing, and we are existing. We will never die. He's telling we are eternal. So when he says we means he's not indicating our bodies. So here the main thing why we start grieving, because we think we are this body. The all the shok, moh, bhay, on these vikaras begins with this illusion. What is the illusion? When we don't know who I am, and we don't inquire for that thing also. In beginning, maybe some child, sometimes they ask who I am, etc. Some questions come, but as we grow, we become more indulged with the worldly things, and we forget about the inquiry of ourselves, the reality. So the reality, the I is different. I am different. I am not this body. When we start thinking I am the body, I am the sense organ, I am this, then we, because this body is made up with the worldly things, we are eating something, and because of that anna, because of that bhojan, the food, this body is made. So now we are connected with the words, with the word. So body is connected with the word, and if we start thinking I am the body, then we are indirectly connected with the word. So whatever things are happening around us, we get affected. But the reality is I am not the body. So whatever happening, it is happening with the body, with the Arjuna, with me, not my soul. My soul is unaffected. My soul is not affected by anything, but we don't know. And that's why Bhagwan is saying, we were existing in beginning also, we are existing now also, we will be existing forever. So when he says this sentence, that means we means not our bodies will die, but what will exist? I will exist, you will exist, our souls will exist. Now when he says vayam in Sanskrit, vayam means we. Now how Shankaracharya ji says, and like there is only one entity, and I am also Bhagwan, I am also Brahma, I am also he, and you all also he. That means we all are one. He talks about oneness. Then why we are using word vayam, we? If we are saying we, means we are many, but Bhagwan says we are one. How these things are very contradictory. How you will justify them? So here we have three stages of reality. So at the stage of vyavaharik satta, means in the world, for the worldly people, like for us, we cannot understand the supreme knowledge because we haven't realized yet. So till the realization, for our understanding, we use such words, we, me, my. But after, once we get realization, then the words will also not have any capacity to tell, because words will also not be there. Only I will exist. So when the real stage will come, but till that we are using we. Like all our souls, or my soul, your soul, that is one. So we were existing, we are existing, we will be existing. So nobody will be killed or nobody will kill anyone. So why to grieve? That's why he's saying, he's saying agatasungsha, like gatasungsha, agatasungsha, those who have passed away or those who are alive. For the Pandit people who know that I was existing, I will be existing, I am always, nobody can kill me, then for what does it mean who have passed away? For them it is nothing. It is the same thing forever. Like they will exist, they cannot be killed, they know the reality. So he will explain further in the next shloka. He will give the example. So for gatasuna, for agatasuna, he knows that nobody can be killed or nobody can kill anyone. So why to grieve? So we should not grieve such things. That is because that is our illusion. That is not reality. What kind of illusion it is? So in next shloka, he will tell. And that's why we use the word dehanta. We never say the person, like in Hindi also, in Sanskrit also, we use this word. If someone passed away, then we say dehanta. Dehant means dehasya antaha. The deha, the body has died, not the person. The person, like the soul will not die, but body will die. So body will die, but soul will not die. Means, so who is soul? Soul is me. Who is body? What is body? Body is just a mud. So we can create new body. In next life, we will get new body. We will again come. So how it is? So he's saying, Dehi nosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptil dhiras tatra na muihati. So he's saying, why people, these panditaha never grieve for such things? Because they know this body and all, these are not permanent thing. It will change. So like we, in the life only, we have multiple stages. When we born, we are a small child. We grow little bit, we become kid. Then we become young man. Then we become old. So we have different stages. So dehina asmin yatha, asmin dehe yatha. So he's saying dehina. Dehina means the atma, the soul. How the soul in this body yatha as Kaumaram, Yauvanam, Jara, 3 stages. Like we have multiple stages, but majorly we have 3 stages. Kaumaram, the stage of like when we are the childhood, and then Yauvanam, the youth, the young, when we become young, and Jara, old age. So we have these 3 stages. So from all these stages we go through, and at the level of Jara or the old age, we are able to remember all my stages. Childhood, in childhood, I used to do this, I used to do this, do that. So we tell the stories to our grandsons, etc. Similarly, our young age, we remember what happened to 5 years before. But see, your body has completely changed. Now the body of a kid or small child and body of an old man is completely different. Body is completely different. So that means we are not the body, because body has already gone, like it has destroyed. Every day our cells are destroying. So we are not body. That is like we all are convinced. Now what about mind? I am also not the mind, because we say my mind. Mind is saying this. When we say my mind, then who is saying this my mind? Who is this person who is saying my mind? If mind is me, then I should say me is saying. But no, we say my mind is saying. That means some relation is there between me and my mind. So there is some relation. That means mind is also not me. So there is something beyond to this mind, beyond to this intellect, beyond to this body, and that is real me. That is the Paramatma. That is the soul, and that is the knowledge we have to know. Like the identity of ourselves, we already know ourselves. Like who I am, everyone knows. Nobody is there who doesn't know who I am. Everyone has like a simple knowledge. Everyone has, but the knowledge of mine is like I exist. Simply we know, but the real Sarupa of knowledge, like Sat Chid Anand, we don't know like this. Sat, the I exist in every time, because we don't have that realization. Or I am the Gyan Sarupa, I am the knowledge, I am the bliss, Anand. We don't know in this way. So this realization we have to do. Like I am wearing this, and maybe I will wear it on my head, and or some flower is there, maybe some flower I am keeping on my head, and after sometimes I just forget about this flower which is on my head, and I'm searching that flower everywhere, here, there, but I'm not able to get it, and we start grieving, where is my flower, where is my flower? But suddenly someone comes and that person tells, oh, it is on your head. We might remember that, but sometimes also it can be the possibility that we don't remember, because we kept it before 2 hours or something, and someone is telling us, then also we are not able to remind ourselves that this is on our head. So what we have to do, we have to confirm, we have to move our hand from here to the head, and then when we bring our hand to our head, or we get, okay, the flower is on my head, and we get this thing, so that we get the knowledge. Similarly, similar thing happens to about our souls also. We know who I am, but we have, like, now we don't remember. Our guru, our elders, these scriptures, Bhagavad-Gītā, Shri Krishna, indirectly, directly, they are telling us, you are me, you are he, you are the supreme element, but we are not able to remind ourselves, because we have completely forgotten about that. So what happens, we have to move our hand from here to here. The movement is the sadhana. So to know the reality, the identity, what we need to do, we have to move our hand from here to here. This effort we have to make. Our guru, this Bhagavad-Gītā guides, all these things can only guide us. They can only indicate you. But the movement you have to make, you have to put your effort, you have to complete your part. That's why maybe Arjuna has completed his part. That's why after listening the Upadesh of Bhagavad-Gītā in 18th chapter, 73rd shloka, he says, Nashto mohasmritil labdha tat prasadat mayachyuta. So he's saying, my delusion, moh, nashtaha, destroyed. It has destroyed. But after reading entire Bhagavad-Gītā, our moh has not destroyed. Maybe some of you have already completed level 4, or you have listened all the Vijvachanas, and not all about us, but there are people who have read all the scriptures, not only Bhagavad-Gītā, but other scriptures as well, Upanishads, Brahma Sutras. They know so many things, but still their moh is not nashta, their moh is not destroyed. Why their moh has not yet destroyed? Because they haven't realized they have to make this movement. Maybe they have moved from till here, till here, till here. So when we have, so until or unless we just complete our movement, or we just reach to this stage, we have to strive, we have to make our efforts, continuous efforts, and then only we will be able to realize the thing. So he's saying, Dehi nosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara. You are different. You are different to this body, because body always change. It is changeable, but you are not changing. That's why you are able to say that I was in childhood, I am in young age, I will be there in old age. So I is constant, but your stages are changing, words are changing, body is changing, minds are also changing. In childhood, my likes were different. Now my dislikes and likes are different. My mind was asking something else. Now my mind is asking something else. So the thoughts, everything will change, but what will not change is me, I. So what is I? So Bhagwan is saying, oh Arjuna, you think about I. Natve vaham jatu nasam. This I was existing in the beginning. It will be existing forever. It is existing now. You cannot kill him. You can, and this I cannot kill other person also. So don't grieve or don't feel the sadness or depression for the things which is not real. So everything is happening at the level of body, and if it will not happen, then also your body is going to die one day. You cannot stop it, as we have seen the story of lady. The son says, you just show me the house where nobody has died yet, but there is not such house. So what is the lesson? Lesson is like everyone have to die. So why, when is something is fixed, when something is fixed, like if the person has come to our life, he has to go. If something is fixed, then why should we should grieve? Why we should have such attachment? So he is saying, Tatha dehantara praptir, like we go through with these stages. Similarly, the soul also goes through all the different bodies. So we were child, we are young man, we will be old man. Similarly, we will get new life, new body. The same 3 stages will come. Then again, we will get new body. Same stages will come, new body. So in 22nd shloka, he will give one more simile, very beautiful, and maybe you have already heard about it. So we will see in 22nd shloka. So he told about this thing, the dehinosmin natha dehe. So don't grieve for such thing, which is very small. So what we should do? What you should do, Arjuna? So he's saying, Panditaha, Pandit people don't grieve for such things. Why they don't grieve? Because the soul is one. It is omnipresent. Also, it is exists in all 3 time zones, like past, present, and future. It will be every time. It cannot be killed. So what we should do, or what you Arjuna, what you should do? So he says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkadaha agamapayino nitya stantitikshasva bharata agamapayino nitya stantitikshasva bharata. So here he's saying the contact between senses and objects will always create shitoshna sukha dukkadaha. Shitoshna, cold, and sheet ushna. Ushna means cold and heat, and then shitoshna sukha dukkadaha, pleasure and pain, sukha dukkadaha. So whenever your sense organs, your eyes will see some object, or your ears will listen something, your jivva, your mouth, or you will eat something. So there would be contact between sense organs and the outer objects, external objects, and it will create pleasures and pain. If it is good, then, or good, bad, or maybe it is desirable, then it will give you happiness. If it is not desirable, then it will give you pain. So every time it will happen. It is going to happen, because this is the life. This is the part of life. So every time you will get, maybe you will just overcome with this problem, but at the next level you have other problems. So problems will come. This is the life. We will do some karma, and some karma we will do right, some we will do wrong. Because of right karma, we are going to face happiness. Because of the wrong karma, we are going to get some sadness, sorrow. So problems and happiness, everything will come. Pleasure and pain equally, it will come, and nobody is there who will not do any sin like that. There is nobody. If you are living your life, there would be some sins you will be doing. So, and because of those sins, you have to face problems. So you cannot avoid problems. Here Bhagwan is not saying you can avoid problem. You do this yajna, you do this anushthan, you wear this mala, you wear this ring, and then the problem will not come. You will be safe in your house. He is not telling these things. He is not saying any mithya vajan or false to Arjuna. He is very truthful person. He is saying truth. He is saying the problems will come, certainly. I cannot even do anything. I cannot do myself. Sri Krishna also faced so many problems in his life. From his childhood till his death, he has faced multiple problems. He has to left all the Mathura, Gokula, all his loving people. He has to left them, and then he came to the Mathura. Then he left Mathura also. Then he goes to Dwarika. Then he is here in Hastinapur. He has to become the charioteer. He has to do everything. He also have to face some curse given by people. So he is also facing all the problem. Even he is not able to avoid the problem. Then what about you and me? We can also not avoid the problem. So this is the fix. Matra sparshtastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha. So all these pleasure and pains are coming, and it will come. Certainly it will come. But the reality is agama paino nityas. So I am different, and agama paino means these problems, pleasure and pains are not permanent. If there is pleasure, then next moment there would be pain. This is confirmed. You just note it down when you are having pleasure. And if there is pain, then its next moment there would be pleasure. Nobody is always in the situation of happiness or in the situation of sorrow. Everyone have to face both the things equally. So agama paino nitya. But all these things will have beginning and the end. Pleasure also has the beginning and the pain is also having the beginning and end. Agama paina anityaha. These are like not permanent thing. So if these are not permanent thing, then why should you grieve? And but Bhagwan, if I will not grieve, then what will I do? So he's saying, Tan titikshasva bharata. You endure them. So whatever situations are coming, not even your pains will come. You try to endure this pain. Even the happiness is coming, then also you try to endure this happiness. How to endure the happiness? So we people think like how can we endure the happiness? And happiness, sometimes we become over happy, like we start enjoying the objects which maybe it doesn't deserve, and we enjoy at the peak. So we should not do such thing also. Sometimes we become very much happy in the situation, and that's why when that situation doesn't come again, we become at the same level of sorrow or the sadness we get, because we became very, very happy when I got 90% marks, and when I got 70% or even 89%, we became same at the same level, we become dull or we feel sorrow. So Bhagwan is saying, just try to endure happiness, your happiness also, or your sadness also. So Tan titikshasva bharata. Now the titiksha endurance is the shat sampati. So for the seeker, there are some sadhan chatushtaya. That sadhan chatushtaya should be there in the sadhaka's character. What are the sadhan chatushtaya? So there are vivek, vairagya, all these four things are there. Then in the shat sampati, vivek, vairagya, and samadhi shat sampati, and then mumukshatva. So all are these things are there. Then in shat sampati means asset. For the sadhak, what can be the assets? So he says sham dam titiksha uprati samadhan shraddha. So the fourth asset or the third is titiksha endurance. So endurance is the asset of sadhakas. Sometimes we think the people who are enduring so much, they are bearing so much, they are weak. Maybe they can't do, that's why they are enduring. But this is not the thing. This is the sadhaka's asset. If you are able to endure something, that means you are powerful. If someone is saying some harsh words to you, what usually we do, what usually we feel, if someone has said something, I will also say something. I will also say something. So eat ka jawab patthar se denge. So, and by saying this, eat ka jawab patthar se denge, we feel I am very powerful. I have I have all the power. Who can say, how can the person can say something wrong to me? We feel pride over it. But the real thing is, we should not pride over it. It is our weakness that we are not able to endure such words. If the people are saying something wrong to us, they are even praising us, admiring us, both the conditions, we should try to endure that thing. If people are praising us, we should not feel like I am the superman or super powerful person. Or if people are cursing us and they are saying some wrong things to us, then also we should not reply them. We should not react. We should not overreact, but we should endure that thing also. And that is not your weakness, but this is your power. If you are not taking revenge, it is not your weakness, it is your power. You are able to endure this. That's why Bhagwan in 12th chapter also, Shama, forgiveness is the in 16th chapter actually, Teja Shama Aditi Shaucham. Shama is the Daivi good. This is the divine quality. If someone is able to forgive person, that is the divinity he's having. This is, and the person who has the tiksha, endurance, the power to endure the things, that person only would be able to forgive other people. So this is our power. So we should what we should do for all our pains, all our pleasures, we should tan titiksha subharta. We should endure all these things. So what will happen after doing this practice? So he's saying, yam hi na prathayantyete purusham purusharshabha samadukha sukham dhiran somritatvaya kalpate. He is saying, yam hi na vyathayantyete, the person whom these things, these difficult situations or good situations the difficult situations will not give any pain and pleasure. He is same in all the situations. His mind state is same. He is stable. He is not shaking. He is not becoming unstable in any situation. Samadukha sukham dhiram. He is equally happy, or he is equally like he has the patience every time. Sukh dukha, in the happiness, in the sorrow, he is reacting equally. His mind state is not changing. He is equally happy even he has AC, gari, bangla, etc. And maybe he is having a small hut. In both the situations, if he is able to control his mind, he is able to be happy. Manah prasada saumyatvam. In 17th chapter, Bhagwan said, Manah prasadaha. Continuous happiness of your mind is also the tapas of mind. It is the penance or tapas of mind. If you are able to be happy in all the situations, because being happy, we think like this is not a tapas, it is the enjoyment, good thing. But it is not easy to being happy in all the situations, because when you have desirable situations, you are able to be happy. But what about the situations which are undesirable or unavoidable? You are not able to avoid such situations, and you don't want also, but these are coming, so you are not able to be happy. And if you are be happy in this situation also, then you are Purusharshava, you are good, like best person among all other people, all other human beings. So Purusharshava is saying to Arjuna, you, O Purusharshava, he is praising Arjuna, O Purusharshava, these people who are equal to all the situations, they will not be affected by pleasure and pains also. And so mritatvaya kalpate, these people will go to immortality, or they will attain the supreme tattva or supreme element. The next shloka, na sato vidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate sataha ubhayorapi drishton tasvanayos tattvadarshibhihi. So he is saying na sato vidyate bhavo. Now this shloka is more like fully Advaita Vedanta philosophy comes. So like this is the gist of the philosophy, or you have the supreme, like we have supreme principles of Advaita Vedanta. So you can see in this shloka. So na asataha vidyate bhavaha. Asataha, here asata means the worldly things. So for these worldly things are not existing in real. Asataha bhavaha nasti. So asataha means these worldly things are not existing in real. Na bhavo vidyate sataha. Na abhavo vidyate sataha. Asataha means what we were talking about. Like I was there in beginning, I am here, and I will be there for the pralaya, till the pralaya or after pralaya. I always exist. So this I-ness, the supreme tattva which we have already talked, so that is sata. So it will never be like that, that the sata or the reality will not be there. So abhavaha, it the negation of I never comes, never exists. Means this I will always exist. This supreme element is always exist. That is called sat. So satah abhavaha na vidyate. Sat, the supreme element, will always be there. Ubhayorapi drishtontas ubhayoho. So for the Tanayos Tattvadarshibhi, the people who have know the essence of truth. What is truth? They know. If they know truth. For these people, they know these are so like they have seen the real truth about this. Ubhayoho api drishtaha antaha. So they have seen the essence of these two things. Na sato vidyate bhavo and na bhavo vidyate sataha. So these worldly things are impermanent. It is going to destroy. And the immortal thing, the real thing is immortal. It will never destroy. And this is seen by the people who know the reality of this word. So then he will explain about he will explain about the supreme element itself. Avinashitu tad vidhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham avyayasyasya nakaschit kartumarhati. So he is saying Avinashi, the supreme element which I am talking about, it is Avinashi. It is indestructible, indestructible. It will never be destroyed by anyone. And this is the thing, like the entire word, yen sarvam idam tatam. Sarvam means the entire word is pervaded by this supreme element itself. Vinasham avyayasyasya na kaschit kartumarhati. Nobody, any power in this world, and in the entire universe, nothing exists which can destroy this imperishable element. So this is the permanent thing. That's all he is telling till here. From next shloka, these next shloka actually anta vanta ime deha, not till 18 we have. Then from 19, these 19 and 20th shloka, it is very special because these two shlokas are coming from the Kathopanishad itself. So in 18th shloka, the same thing he says, anta vanta ime deha nityasyokta sharinaha anashino prameyasya tasmad yuddhasva bharata. So he's saying this element, the nasato vidyate bhava, etc. He says this is Avinashi, the I-ness, the supreme tattva, the reality is Avinashi, you cannot destroy it. What about this deha, body? And body, antavanta ime deha, this body, these bodies are going to be destroyed. Nityasyokta sharirinaha, but the shariri, the soul, is permanent. Anashinaha, it cannot be destroyed. And aprameyasya, it cannot be measured by anything. Tasmad yuddhasva bharata. So the thing which cannot be destroyed, and that is real. An unreal thing which is already not existing, na bhavo vidyate satha. So nasato vidyate bhavo. So the thing which is really not existing. So what, like if it will be destroyed by something, or bodies are impermanent, if it will be destroyed by something, then why should I grieve for these bodies which is going to destroy, not today, then maybe tomorrow. So we should not grieve for such sharir bodies. But sharirina, the soul is permanent, so it cannot be destroyed anyway. So we should tasmad yuddhasva bharata, O Arjuna. That's why I'm saying you go for the war, you go for the fight, because nothing will happen. So this we have seen. The next shlokas we will see next time. Jai Shri Krishna. We will do some Sankirtana. Hari Sharanam, 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 Hari Sharanam. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you so much, Didi, for your beautiful interpretation session. Thank you so much once again. Now it's time for question answer session. So whoever has a question, please raise your hand and please switch on your camera. All of you, please switch on your camera. Yes. Seva Prasad Bhaiya ji. Yes.
Kavita ji, my doubt is with that shloka number 16. And you explained that there are Sat and Asat.
Yes.
Sat which will exist, and what is it, how it is connected to supreme element or something, that can you please clarify that?
Sat is the supreme element that exists in that exists every time. So it was existing before the Srishti, before this creation. It will be existing even after creation, and it is existing now. So it is existing every time. That is Sat, and Asat is just opposite. It never exists in reality.
Asat means we can say it is Maya or something.
So like we have two meanings of Asat. Here the meaning is used for the things which are existing but not real, like dream. Dream
Okay.
is the dream exists, but that is not real. Similarly, we are existing according to Vedanta, but we are not real. Our lives are not real, but we are also one with the Brahman, one with the supreme element. So our rupas or our forms are not real. So this is Asat.
But is that supreme element, you have connected Asat or Sat with the supreme element?
Supreme element is Brahman or
Brahman.
yeah. So this is the soul. Our soul is the supreme element.
Sat is connected with the supreme element, not Asat.
Sat is supreme element.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Now it is clear. Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes, sir.
Meena ji.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I'm Meena Nagarajan. You were explained very nicely about the soul and the body, which is destructible, the body which is diminishing and all that. It was very nice in there. But I have a question from last week's class. Last week, you said Bhagavad Gita starts with in Dharma Kshatriya Kurukshetriya, Ta, and ends with Ma. Where he is saying the Madhurma.
Yeah.
So what is the significance of that? Because we didn't have a chance to ask last week. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. Okay. So dharma, the meaning is like the entire Bhagavad Gita is explaining about the dharma. It starts with dha and ends with ma. That is just a thing like Santa and the sages, when they explain, they just glorify this thing. It is not something which is written by Veda Vyasi or someone. It is just said by some saint or some people, like people.
Okay, thank you, Billy. Thank you so much.
Jai Shri Krishna. Vrinda ji.
Thank you, Didi. It was very well explained. I totally get involved when I listen to your lecture. But I have a question. Like you said, that we should not have moha, because once we understand, we realize with the guidance of the guru that I'm not the body, I'm the soul, right? But in spite of that, it is but natural, no? Like when we stay in the family, it is but natural to have a illusion. Yeah. So how to, even in spite of reading the scriptures and all that, you also rightly mentioned that people know the scriptures, but still they cannot come out of it. So is there any guideline or any point which you can tell us, which will help us to get rid of this illusion? We understand that this is, so is there anything by which we slowly, come out of it, this moha? How to come up, in spite of having the knowledge, if we are not able to come out of it, what would be the reason?
So this is all about our sadhana. So if we are doing sadhana, slowly we will be able to come out of all
So
these
what do
things.
you mean by sadhana? Like,
Sadhana, it is like in different tradition we have different things. Sadhana is basically like when we are trying to realize our own soul, and there are different ways like dhyan yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. So first, I think first we should find some guru, and in the guidance of guru, it is very easy to just follow the right guru, and according to his instructions, we can achieve this very easily. So by the sadhana, our mind get purified, and once our mind get purified, then only we can get that knowledge. Until unless we have our mind is not purified, then we cannot get that knowledge.
thank you so much.
Yes. And even having any question, please raise your hand. Yes. Yes. So, Kavita Didi, your presence here inspire us a lot. My special gratitude to you. And I want to thank our technical team, Vivechana team, and all the volunteers who are serving for Lord Krishna. And last but not the least, our viewers. Thank you so much, all of you. Now it's time for Samapana prayer. So before Samapana prayer, I want to request you all, please don't skip the Hanuman Chalisa. Now it's time for Samapana prayer. I would like to call upon Geeta Chitravar Didi. She is from Nanded. She is the Abacus faculty, serving as a Techno Star and associated with Geeta Parivar, August 2021. Please welcome Didi.
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी। जय श्री कृष्ण सभी को। योगेशं सच्चिदानंदं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्म संस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरुं। श्री कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Thank you so much, Didi, for the beautiful prayer. Now it's time for Hanuman Chalisa. So please don't skip the Hanuman Chalisa.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरना मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
Thank you so much all of you. See you all in next Arth Vivechara Satra.